So finding a job in 2026 feels like mission impossible. And I'm gonna go over a couple of reasons for why I believe a lot of people are struggling right now. Right, in Canada, we have like a 15%. I believe 15% of Canadian youth are now unemployed, which is kind of crazy because I made a video not too long ago where I said it was like 6.9 or 6.8, and that was doubled. It's more than doubled. So that just goes to show really how bad it's gone. Um, First, let's start off with one of the reasons for why I think it's gone this way. I think the first one is there just simply isn't enough jobs. And my reasoning for believing this is because there's just not enough competition in the market, right? Even though there are many different industries and there are different markets, like companies that sell food from maybe like a local farmer's market or that sort of thing, or maybe it's some type of internet provider, like a Fido or a Telus or like a Rogers or a Bell, right? I'm from Canada, so there's just some of the internet providers that we have here that are pretty big and well known. Um, but there's just not enough competition in these markets, and because there's not enough competitions, organizations, businesses, and entrepreneurs, there's not enough jobs, right? Because we're not creating. We need to be able to create more jobs, and in order to create more jobs, we need more competition. So that's a very basic one, but I do think that is something that we just need. And obviously, it's a lot more easier said than done because right now we're going through like an economic recession. So starting a business, I guess, is a little bit risky. But in my opinion, I think there's actually I'll say it's 50-50. There's a 50% chance um, of it not working out, and then maybe a 50% chance it does work. I really think that right now it might actually be one of the best times to start your own business, unironically, because of so many people that are looking for work. It just makes sense. But obviously, going back to said, right, it's a lot of work and it's not that easy. But that's the first point. This is an actual thing that is happening right now. There's a lot of people, I think, there's a lot of YouTube videos as well talking about how people are experiencing some level of burnout, which is kind of insane if you think about it, right? Because how can you be unemployed and experience burnout? But it's actually literally it's a process of trying to get a job that's actually burning them out, which in itself is already not good because you don't even, the idea of getting burnout before you even start a job is very concerning enough. Um, and I guess the reason for that is because there's people that are sending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of resumes out there, and there's just I don't know, they're just not getting connections, or they're just getting left on red, right? That's what ghosting is what people call it, my age, ghosting. Um, I've been very fortunate because I've done a total of 6 interviews in the past. I want to say 3 or 4 months, so I have gotten a little bit lucky. But I've also done many things to increase my chances. Right, I've just been trying to send them out consistently. Um, I've modified my resume at least 3 or 4. Well, that's 3 or 4 times, 4 or 5 times. Or I would say five or maybe 5 or 6 times. I also have 2 resumes, right? I have one resume which is for white collar work, and then one resume for blue collar work. So my line of work is much more vast because I've decided to take any job I can get, right. So whether it's doing some type of like physical labor, manual labor work, or whether it's like some type of basic data entry level job or working at like a clothing store, right. Those are things that have helped me. But obviously, it doesn't help as well as the fact that there's like a lot of these artificial intelligence softwares that a lot of these companies and employers are using now, and there's like these self assessments and tests, right? I just got done one just a couple minutes ago. There's something like personality test, which is interesting because I don't really know why they need to know that much about me, which I think is kind of crazy. Like I remember I had one question on a self assessment test that I was doing for a job application that asked me, "Do you care about fame and success?" And it's kind of like, why are you asking me this question on on a very entry level like job? Like, how am I going to achieve fame and success from working as a clerk at a grocery store, right? I don't get it. But these these self assessments and these AI tools don't certainly help people in terms of finding a job. If anything, it just makes it more strenuous, I mean, more mentally draining. So that's the second one. So this kind of goes back to that original point of how I said there wasn't enough jobs, but it's not even just not only is there not enough jobs, but also because there isn't enough jobs. The competition is very high, and it's becoming scarce, right? Trying to find a job is becoming scarce. You might have like, who knows, 200, 500 people competing for this one McDonald's job as a fast food worker, right? Which is crazy to think about. Um, because what you have now is you have high school students competing against college university students, competing against students who are out of college university, competing against people that are just got laid off, right? So you have people from different ages and different career histories all competing against each other in the same market, which is causing like a massive chaotic climate to be in, right? Which is not too great. Um, and another interesting thing about that as well is, which I didn't talk about, which I will bring up now, I guess, as well, is a lot of these skills and experience that a lot of employers are looking for. It's just really hard to like match what they're looking for, right? Because in order to get that experience and those skills, you need to have those skills and experience first, right? So how can you get a job at a warehouse that wants 2 to 3 years of experience if you can't even like work in a warehouse in the first place, right? It just doesn't really. It's a little bit backwards, is what I'm saying, right? It's a little bit backwards. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. I'll leave it off by saying that I do think it is possible to find a job. And like I said before previously, sorry for repeating myself, but if I haven't already said right, I've done a total of 6 interviews in the past 3 or 4 months. So, and I've sent out a total, I want to say, around 350 applications. So I got somewhat lucky, even though I haven't found a job yet. I've gone somewhat lucky. I've gotten responses from many different employers. So it is possible. You just need to keep on trying and don't like burn out, right? Because you don't really want to burn out. You also probably don't want to take these massive breaks. You don't really want to like send out 100 resumes and then maybe it doesn't work, and then you're burnt out, and then you take like a couple weeks off, and then you decide to come back, right? That's probably not the best case scenario. You just want to stay consistent. So maybe what you do is every other day, right? Maybe Monday, send 30 applications, then Tuesday, take a break, then Wednesday, come back, send some more applications, then Thursday, take a break, then Friday, send some more, and just do that, right? Just do it every other day. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you guys next time.